Welcome, Caleb's Basketball Pod. Here is our Game 4 breakdown show. As promised, we'll come to you after every single finals game. The next day, we will have a breakdown. So this game's interesting. Watching it, if you're watching in the first half, you're like, okay, San Antonio Spurs tie the series. At that point, this show was about to be all the momentum's with the Spurs. San Antonio could honestly take in 6 before halftime. That was about to be this show. After halftime, we saw 16-point and 14-point third and fourth quarter. Just horrible offensive output from the Spurs, giving up a 29-point lead to the Knicks. I think in the finals and at this stage, I believe it takes the place of Cleveland's letdown of 22 points in 8 minutes, because we had 20 points in about 9.5 minutes was the lead at that point where they gave up and lost the game. It did go to overtime, and it's the finals, it's a bigger stage, and to be honest, the Spurs have been a better team than Cleveland all year. So in my opinion, this is a even bigger letdown and disappointment and shocker of how this happened. But let's get into that, because after halftime, as I mentioned before halftime, this was hey, San Antonio could take in 6. After halftime, and when the game finished, it became I don't see this going past Game 5. It's San Antonio, we mentioned this before, second youngest team in NBA history, of course, to the 70, I believe it was 3 or 72, one of them Blazers. So, second youngest team finals history. I don't think you come back from that. I would not be surprised if we don't see a blowout Knicks win in San Antonio Game 5. I just think at this point the Knicks broke the Spurs, and there's not a lot of comeback, if you ask me, and I would be very surprised to even see it go to a Game 6. I see it ending, even though he is in San Antonio. Let's not forget, New York's undefeated in San Antonio at the moment, so that's another one. And we've seen it all year, all playoffs with the Knicks. They get these leads, they get these commanding series leads, and you think, hey, maybe Philly will take one in Philly. Nope. Dominate the Knicks' performance. Hey, maybe Cleveland will take one in Cleveland and at least go back to New York. Nope. Dominate the Knicks' performance. I don't see anything different here. I think they love this moment. I think they like being the bad guys in the opposing team's home arena and having a chance to put them down. I actually think they thrive on that. So I see a Knicks win in 5. I think there's a way San Antonio wins this next game. I don't honestly believe there's really... I would give you a 2% chance they come back from 3-1. Let's not forget, the only team to ever come back from 3-1 in NBA Finals history was Cleveland 10 years ago. But I don't think the Spurs are that built. I don't think they're going to be that team to come back from 3-1, just because all the games really have been winnable. And somehow the Knicks are doing everything in those final moments. I don't know if it's experience, I don't know if it's IQ, but somehow, some way, the Knicks are the team that's doing everything in the final moments to win. They're making the big plays. Jalen Brunson shot hitting. Let's not forget OG Anunoby. I want to talk about him in a little bit. We'll get to that. But that tip-in last night, he did exactly what you're supposed to. The Knicks in that final play did what I said the Spurs should have done in Game 2. And that is get the ball to who you want shooting. They did, Jalen Brunson. Spurs took too much time giving the ball to Victor Wembanyama, in my opinion. There was a world where I'm fine with De'Aaron Fox, former NBA Clutch Player of the Year, taking that final shot as long as it's quick and Wembanyama attacks for basket and he crashes rebounds, and you have a shot at the putback. They did do that. They settled for a jumper. Fast forward to game 4, New York Knicks. You give the ball to Brunson quick. Brunson, no hesitation, rises up for the 3. Yes, he missed it, but we saw OG Anunoby, the man who inbounded the ball, cut and crash. Crashed right to the rebounds, run in, head of steam, right at the basket, got the jump, jumped higher than anyone else, got that one-handed tip, and put it in. And it won the Knicks the game. Again, textbook. Get the ball to your shot maker, A. B, crash for offensive glass, because now instead of 1 shot to win the game, you have 2, 3, maybe even 4. Depending on the time, depending on what point in the game. In my opinion, I would go all the way on that. Next phase, Spurs again still had a shot to win. Had the ball. We saw them try to do a alley-oop. Yes, somewhat right idea. I don't want to say it's the wrong idea there, but you had 1.5, I believe it was. You don't need to do the alley-oop there. You don't need to throw you up and tip. I get that may be a design play, but if you see Karl-Anthony Towns in the way, and Karl-Anthony Towns did tip it and save the possible open alley-oop layup attempt, but you had 1.5. That's enough to get the ball, catch and shoot. You could have really got it to anyone at that point. I get the momentum was in New York's hands, but what better way? Quiet the crowd, shut them up, kill all of New York's momentum, then hit them that 1.5 buzzer beater in New York, silencing the Garden, going back to San Antonio 2-2. Now instead you threw this dangerous pass, because all those alley-oop attempts can be very dangerous this late in the game. Threw that dangerous pass attempt. It did get tipped. They somewhat caught it, and there was just a messed up play. They tried to get a foul call. There was nothing there. And you don't end the NBA Finals game on a foul call, just being honest. Next thing I want to talk about OG. I do believe there's a chance OG Anunoby could be the NBA Finals MVP. I would compare this to the 2015 NBA Finals MVP, which was Andre Iguodala, where he's giving you about 20-some a night, and he's defending the best player on the opposing team every possession. Well, he's not every possession. We see it switch between him and Cat. But he's defending Wembanyama a lot, or he's defending Castle, or he's defending Fox. He's a chameleon. You can put him wherever you want. He'll disguise, he'll defend guards, he'll defend bigs. It doesn't matter. He's really that talented. He's shown in this finals, but he's hitting clutch shot. We're seeing like 5 or 6 3-pointers last night. Clutch. We're seeing the tipping. Clutch. We're seeing late game heroics, defensive stops, for block on De'Aaron Fox. I believe there's a world where OG can be the finals MVP. But in all actuality, I also still believe there's a world where Jalen Brunson can be the Finals MVP, because Jalen Brunson was on fire last night. We saw him, again, every single game. I talk about New York's making the right plays down the stretch. All of that starts with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the head of a snake, so to speak. If you shut him down, which the Spurs cannot do in late game moments, you may have a chance to win. But Jalen Brunson loves the big shots, loves the big-time shot attempts, and you're really not stopping him when he gets that. So when he's getting there and he loves these moments, and he may be, let's just say, 8 of 21. Would you say that? Ball still going to him. He still loves this moment. He's still got that clutch in him. Won Clutch Player of the Year last season. This last season, it was SGA. So again, he loves those moments. He's ready for it, and I don't care if he's a undersized guard, as they say. He is really that good to be the best player on the championship team, and we're seeing it. One of the best guards by far in the NBA, and just an honest winner. Man, you put him on the team, he makes a winning basketball team. He makes winning plays. He does everything you need to win basketball games. All props to Jalen Brunson. I would have a 2-man race for Finals MVP. And as much respect to OG, my pick of Finals MVP at this moment would be Jalen Brunson, just because he's been that guy all year, and he's still the guy in the final seconds, final minutes of a basketball game. Every game's been close, and the fact that he's still that guy, and we see the Knicks up 3-1, it means him being the guy in late game situations has worked 3 out of 4 times in the NBA Finals. That's impressive. Jalen Brunson would be my Finals MVP. I'll get back here. We'll be right back here the next day. I believe the next game is Saturday, so Sunday we will have Game 5 breakdown. Will it be a breakdown talking about new NBA champions in the New York Knicks, or will it be a breakdown talking about us going back to New York to MSG with a chance for the Knicks to hold the trophy in the Garden? We'll have to find out. It's going to be a very exciting game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys then.